So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how long does it take to see results from YouTube. Now, this is for you if you're just starting out or if you're considering starting on YouTube or you already have a channel, you want to take it more seriously, but you're not sure if it's going to be actually worth it, if the results that you can get from YouTube will actually give you an ROI. So let me get straight into it. I'm going to show you the 3 phases of YouTube growth. I'm going to show you also how to shortcut the whole process and get results quicker, and how to actually calculate the potential ROI on YouTube content. So what made me create this video is actually a message that we got from a client. So he decided to post doing YouTube for some time, around 3 months ago, and then he recently came back to us because basically he quit because he wasn't getting leads and clients. He was expecting results so much quicker, and then we posted around 20 videos, and he said he's not seeing the crazy lead flow and crazy amount of clients. And then he actually came back to us last week because he started to see leads coming in from YouTube. That's why it's very important to understand what's the typical timeline of actually getting results. How does it all work? So you know if it's actually worth your time, if it's actually worth doing. And so the 3 phases of YouTube growth. When it comes to growing on YouTube, the growth is really exponential. It's when we look at the number of views, when we look at the number of subscribers, but more importantly, when we look at the number of leads and clients that you're getting, it's always going to be exponential. So the longer you do it, the better the results. That's why first 3 months is really phase 1, and I'm going to walk you through the different goals that you should have within those first months, within every single phase that you can see here. Then we have phase 2, which is typically month 4 to 7, and then phase 3 is month 8 to 12 and more. And as you can see, that's just those are results from one of our clients. And when in the first year of working together, that was kind of how it looked. In the first 3 months, he was getting around 5,000 views a month. He got maybe 1 to 3 clients. That's it. Then next 6 months passed by, and at that rate, he was already at 15,000 views per month. 5 to 15 clients he signed from YouTube, depends how we count them. And then 12 months later, he actually signed over 30 clients for his agency and was already averaging around 50,000 views per month. Now, when we look at how it's actually working when it comes to the foundation, the phases. Phase 1 is the foundation phase. So here, the only goal is really to build the content library, to just start posting and start getting better at it. And so depends how many videos you're posting. If you're posting just 1 video a week, you should have around 12 videos posted by the end of this phase 1. If you're posting 2 videos, 3 videos a week, obviously you're going to have around 24 to 46 videos posted by then. Now, the goal here, as I mentioned, is to just dial in your niche, learn messaging, and start posting consistently. So here, when we look at the number of views, it's definitely going to be on the lower side, but we need to focus on building the content library. Now, why is it important? It's because when you're just starting out and you maybe have 1 video on your channel, I'm going to show you how it looks. So if we go to my channel, and then if you go to videos, you can see that there's all the videos posted here. So if someone is actually if someone discovers one of your videos and then they go to your YouTube channel, they see you only have 1 video, you have 2 videos, you have 3 videos. They see, oh, the channel is empty. I don't know yet if the content that this guy is creating is even going to be for me. So there's less incentive for someone to actually go and subscribe to the channel or even take next steps. It doesn't look that credible. So that's why it's very important to post at least 4, 8, and then 12 videos at first without expecting crazy results, because we just need to build this content library. And while you're building that, you're only going to get better and better with every single video. When it comes to messaging, when it comes to you speaking to a camera, the content is going to definitely get better, and that's really the goal for the first 3 months. Now, you can already start seeing leads coming in, so it's not like you need to do it for 3 months expecting 0 results. With a lot of our clients, we already started seeing those first leads coming in. And with some of our clients like Sky, for example, he closed his first 5K deal literally 34 days after starting, so after posting 4 or 5 videos together. And you can already start seeing some authority building and then higher close rate because of that. So you can already use that content. Now, what I want you to focus on, aside from all the things that I just mentioned, is to also create client attracting videos. So case study videos, client interviews, videos where you break down the process, where you show how it actually help your clients, very valuable videos, because here you really need to focus on building authority instead of trying to just get a ton of views, because then you can leverage this content that you're creating to already start sharing it to your social media, other social media platforms, to your email list, leverage it in your sales process using follow-ups, and therefore start seeing the first results coming in from that, even some of the first leads and clients. And that's why this is something you need to focus on within the foundation phase. Now, phase 2 is positioning. So when we look at the next 3-4 months after that, we really need to focus on positioning. So here, we need to work on optimizing the titles, thumbnails, focus on searchable and clickable topics to make sure that we can drive traffic to the videos that we're creating. and we can already double down on what works. So when you post like 8, 12, 20, maybe even 30 videos within the first 3 months, you will already get a good understanding of what actually works, like what resonates with your audience. You will already be getting feedback on those videos, maybe some comments. Maybe you will see that, oh, this video got only 30 views and no calls booked, and this other one got me 300 views, and I actually booked 5 calls from that. So you will start seeing kind of like what works on YouTube, and then you can just focus and like double down on what works. When it comes to like the expectations, the audience and the algorithm start picking up. So here, reaching 500 subscribers is common, even if in like hyper niched channels, hyper niched, even if you like have a very niche service, you can already start seeing around 500 subscribers. Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna get that. Obviously, we optimize for like leads and clients. That's the most important thing that we want to get, but that's typically how it looks like. And that's very important because same thing as, let's say, spending money on ads. If you want to use ads to get clients, you know that you at the very beginning, like you need to spend some money for the algorithm to actually know who you want to attract. And it's the same on YouTube. Like we need to first post some content, maybe invest some money into that to see what works, because then when we have the data, we can just double down on that. We will see what we need to improve. Like YouTube will give us all of the data, and that's something that we can use and speed up the growth and speed up the timeline of us getting results. So here, when it comes to like wins, you will already start seeing more inbound leads and calls booked coming in. So that's typically like what we're seeing after that initial phase. It's only going to get better. So quitting within the first 3 months is kind of stupid, because there's very small chance that you're gonna see good results, and then after that the chances are very high. So it's like quitting right before you can actually start seeing a good return on investment here. You can also start repurposing content to other platforms. Even though I mentioned that already, within the phase 2, it's just very important. So that's why I'm saying it again, because you just need to do it, because this will help you tremendously get through the slower moment on YouTube. So like the slower initial phase where you might not be seeing that many views, that many leads, that many clients. If you actually use this content in the right way, you can speed up the timeline of getting results. And then we have the phase 3. So this is phase that is happening between 8 to 12 months. And this is where we build the momentum. So the momentum starts building, in the phase 1, and then we only need to like continue building that. But phase 3 is where you will really see the results of you creating videos consistently. So here the goal is to build retention, authority, and trust, grow the channel further, and turn it into a consistent client acquisition machine. So at this point, you might already expect weekly inbound leads. Like that's typically what we see, is that when you're doing, like when you're putting in 8 to 12 months of effort into YouTube, you're posting videos, at that time, again, you will have probably around 40, 50, up to even 100 videos posted. So you will probably see weekly inbound leads coming in. You will probably see also around 1,000 subscribers or more, and then solid base of true fans. Now, I know a lot of people would want to have 5,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 after the first year of doing YouTube. But if you're actually focusing on getting clients from YouTube, like firstly, why do you even care about that? And secondly, it's just, they're not that easy if you're creating if you're trying to grow a hyper niche YouTube channel. Now, you need to stay consistent here, as this is where the best results start coming in, and you need to constantly improve, like with every single video, by 1%. Because if you let go here, you can lose all momentum. Like I saw channels where they were posting consistently for 6 months, 7 months, and then they stopped doing that. Even if you just stop doing it for a few months, then you will spend the next few months trying to get back into things, right? To get that momentum back. And so to avoid that, you need to keep building, because with every video that you post, especially if you're focusing on searchable content, they will continue to get more reviews over time. This is actually what happened with this client that came back to us. Some of the videos that we posted a few months back, they started to get more and more views over time. And therefore, he started seeing more and more leads and more clients coming in. And so that's why right now we're not in the best position, because right now we need to spend another month or so trying to get back into things and get back that momentum that we built before that. And if we would just continue doing YouTube, continue being consistent, then we'll probably see way better results by now and even more decent clients coming in. So here, when it comes to wins, you will definitely see a lot of authority. You will probably be already recognized in your niche, in your space. You might even become one of the top authorities there. You will definitely see a higher close rate on all leads, not just like the YouTube leads, but all leads if you leverage YouTube properly. And then you can possibly even increase your prices. Like here, once you have the audience, you can do anything. You can launch new offers. You can increase your prices, because you will already see that YouTube helps you tremendously, like makes everything easier in your business. So then you can use that and actually increase prices, launch new offers, all of that stuff. You can even attract A players for your business, but that's what we're going to get into in a second. Now, when it comes to calculating potential ROI, there's a few things that we need to look at. So we have direct ROI and we have indirect ROI. So when we look at the direct side of things, obviously you're gonna get more leads and clients. You can launch new offers and make a lot of money on that. Like we had clients who were running an agency, then they started a coaching offer and instantly added like 20 to 80K MRR to their businesses by just doing that. There's also YouTube monetization, probably not very significant, especially at the beginning, but there are also other forms of monetizations. And here there's a lot of different things you can do. Affiliate links, cross promotion, sponsorships, things like that. That can actually make up for a significant amount of money. So a lot of the clients that we work with, once they do once they promote some kind of software and they have an affiliate link, sometimes they make like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 from that, every single month. So it literally pays the whole like service fee that we charge them. So they pretty much do YouTube for free because they get that from just the monetization, the other forms of monetization. But we also need to look at indirect ROI, because that can be even significantly higher than direct, which I'm going to explain in a second. But here you will find higher close rate. You can increase your prices. You will get more referrals. You will get more opportunities, like access to more opportunities. And you can even see higher lifetime value. So when someone comes from YouTube, they might stay with you for 12 months, 24 months, even if your average lifetime value right now is 6 months or 8 months. Just because someone comes from YouTube means they actually consume your content, actually trust you before they even start working with you, and then they continue looking at your videos, watching your videos. That can significantly improve your lifetime value. So let's calculate that. When we look at direct ROI, we need to just look at our average LTV. So this is crucial. Then the number of calls booked that we get from YouTube and then our close rate. So here's just an example. If we look at 3 months timeline, and let's say we're just going to book 5 calls from YouTube in the first 3 months, and you sell a $3,000 retainer offer, I would say this is like the average with our clients that we work with, like agency owners, and then like an 8 months average retention. Now, if your numbers are looking better, if you have like a 5K offer and your clients stay for a year, like obviously that's only going to look better, but you need to calculate it on your own. And then I put a 40% close rate, which for some of you it might seem high, but we actually, with our clients, we see that usually calls booked from YouTube, like they have a higher close rate on those leads. So that's why I put like 40% here. And I think, it can still be better. So if we look just at that, then in the first 3 months you can actually generate $48,000. So even if you're working, let's say, with me and my team, if you want to do it, just go ahead and book a call down below. Then even if you're paying us like $2,000 or $3,000 per month, which is like average price point that we have, that you will be the ROI here could be anything from like 8, you will make 8 times more on that, up to even on the high end, and on the low end, maybe 3-4x. Now again, I'm not saying that those numbers will look exactly like that. You need to calculate it on your own, and the number of calls booked might vary, but that's just an example of how that could possibly look like for you. Then if we look at 12 months timeline, and let's say 46 calls booked from YouTube in 12 months, you have 33% close rate, to actually lower it down, with the number of calls booked increasing, that will be like $288,000 in revenue, that you're going to generate from YouTube in the next 12 months. So that's why it's very important to actually put in the time, because as you can see, in the first 3 months, it might look good, but then again, the results are exponential. The longer you do it, the better the results. There is a potential for you making $288,000 in revenue. Even if we look at the worst case scenario, so again, I'm leaving the retainer, I'm leaving the average retention, I'm leaving these numbers as they are, and then again, close rate at 33%. But let's say that in 12 months, you're only going to book 6 calls. So you're going to book 1 call every 2 months, so which is like pretty bad. That means that you're going to close like 2 clients at, again, $24,000 lifetime value. That's $48,000 in revenue. So even if you're spending $2K with us, like let's say working with our agency or just having your team spending $2K on creating content, you're still going to get 2x on just the direct ROI. Now, why I'm even saying like direct ROI all the time? Because let's look at indirect, because this is where you can make crazy money. Because some of our clients, despite seeing good direct ROI, they make even more on the indirect side. So maybe, you get 10% conversion rate on all calls booked by leveraging YouTube to build authority and trust and nurture leads before the call. So just like having this YouTube channel and making people watch 1, 5, 10 YouTube videos before you have a call with them can increase your conversion rate by 10%. Not by 10%, by adding 10% to that. So basically, let's say you in a year you're booking 120 calls, so that's just like 10 calls a month that you're booking, which is, I would say, pretty reasonable, pretty average in the agency space. So if you're booking 10 calls a month, and again, we keep the same offer, $24,000 in lifetime value. If that is different for you, like you can calculate it on your own. And then we have 25% close rate on all leads. Like that means you're gonna add $576,000 to your revenue in 1 year. Now, if you book the same number of calls, if you have the same LTV, but instead of closing 20%, you're gonna close 30% right now. That's literally $864,000, and that means almost $300,000 additional revenue that you're gonna unlock by just having a YouTube channel, by just creating YouTube content. So as you can see, that's way better than what we have here. Now, well, you can make additional 288,000 by just the direct ROI on YouTube. But again, the indirect ROI can be crazy. And on top of that, you can get partnerships, you can get new offers, you can get other opportunities, you can get affiliate links, you can, you have YouTube revenue. So you can make way more here because let's say, on new offers, you can add 50K one time. Like in a whole year, you're going to make additional 50K by just selling a 5K consulting offer to 10 people as a side, as a side thing. Then maybe you're going to get other opportunities. Maybe like there's a lot of different opportunities that our clients got from YouTube, from speaking at events to also like becoming partners in other businesses. One of our clients was actually invited to create a course for Iman Ghazi's program, and he was also like a teacher there. And then again, affiliate links, you can make additional like 2-3K per month on that, and that can add to like 20-30K that you can make in a year. Some of our clients make even more on those affiliate links, and then YouTube revenue, while not significant, you can still add $1,000-$3,000 in the first year of doing that. Now, as you can see, the ROI can be very good here if we look at the bigger picture, if we look at both the direct ROI you can get and the indirect side of things. Now, when it comes to shortcutting the process, there's a few things you can do, because like obviously that process, while it might look really good, if we look at the first 3 months or 4 months, it doesn't look that good. So you actually need to put in some work. You actually need to do it for like a year or two to start seeing those best results coming in. But there's a few things we can do to shortcut the process. One thing that I already mentioned is just leveraging your other resources like social media, email lists, to get more people to see your content and let the content actually nurture and convert them and get them to book a call. This is something that our clients implement. This is something that we teach inside of the course that we give away to all of our clients, how to do it the right way, because there's a right way and the wrong way to do it. But as you can see, here's Fred, who got the first person reaching out to him literally after the first like 3 videos that we posted, just because of his YouTube content that he shared to his LinkedIn. Same situation here, first interested person who watched one of our videos coming from LinkedIn, so someone just consumed that content. Here's William, who actually got his first lead booking a call with just 60K subscribers, and again, with a monthly ad spend of $100,000 to $120,000, so that's also really good in the e-commerce space. So that's the first thing, sharing your content, but doing it the right way. Now, posting more content is another tip I can give you. So instead of just posting 1 video a week, try going for 2 videos a week, because obviously then in 3 months, you're going to post the same amount of content that you could post in 6 months if you do like, 2 videos a week compared to 1 video a week. If you go even further and you do 3 videos a week instead of doing just 1 video a week, you're speeding up this process even more. So that's why, for example, those are results from our client Jason, who, when we started to work together, he was stuck at 400 subscribers, and we helped him get to the point where he actually right now crossed 10,000 recently. But that's how the first year of working together looked like. In the first 3 months, we only got 62,000 views combined, and he didn't have like a hyper niche channel. It was a bit broader, so that's why I'm saying only, because if that would be a hyper niche channel, those results would be insane. Then 3 to 6 months, we got 105,000 views combined. So as you can see, in total, after 6 months, we got 162,000 views. And after 12 months, we got 340,000 views in just 1 month. And then also a lot of subscribers from that. So that's why it's very important, to post more content, because that's the first thing that we did with Jason. When we started to work together, we're like, okay, let's try to post more, because he was posting very consistently. He wasn't posting a lot of videos. So we were like, okay, let's post more and see what happens. And then that's how we start to seeing then those numbers, like all of those numbers go up, and him going from 400 to over 10,000 subscribers. Now, optimize everything, because you really need to focus on optimizing your titles, thumbnails, editing. You need to have good video ideas. You need to have a good video structure. You need to know how to talk to the camera. You need to create really good, valuable content for people to even want to buy from you. You need to have a good call to action strategy. You need to have all of those things to really make sure that you can get results from YouTube, and we can grow and get results faster. And so if you want to do that, you can just work with me and my team, because that's exactly what we do for our clients. We work with people like Nick Terrio, Blake Bauer, Marvin, Jacob. We have a lot of those good testimonials here. If you want to check it out, go to our website and basically see some of the work that we did for our clients as well. That's basically what we're doing. We're streamlining the whole process. So we do everything from the strategy to video ideas research to actually helping you with scripting, thumbnails, editing, titles, like all of those things. So you can only film the videos while we do everything else. So if you want to do that, if you want to see how that could look like for your business, go ahead and book a call with with me or my business partner. You can go ahead and do it here. You can actually go do it by just clicking on the link in the description. So you can go down below, click the link in the description, schedule a quick chat, and we can talk soon.